Okay, it works now. Seems to. I guess, in a way, sort of, maybe a little bit. The bit in the corner is stable now, steady at a nice 2,600. It's got a green light next to it. That's all nice, isn't it? There's a gentleman on the screen. He's got a nice beard, shorter hair than he would like, but he's going bald, effectively. So now it's just, it's the option is you start trimming the hair down gradually. One day to the next, you just go completely bald. It's a gradual process over a number of years, and so you start with shaving the head down a bit further, a bit further, a bit further. Eventually, the razor comes out, and you're a complete fucking cue ball. It's not ideal, is it? But that's life. Okay, works now. So that's we only burnt 20 minutes. So I guess that's fine, isn't it? Probably. Guys, I can, but am I sorry? Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry that we're in such a tragic situation. Am I prepared to take responsibility for it? I think that's probably more the point, isn't it? And the answer is obviously no. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coffee and Memes.
Steady job and a couple extra potatoes. That's all I want.
You're getting on. You're pushing 30, Slugger. It's time to think about getting some ambition.
Oh, I always figured I'd live a little bit longer without it.
Don't forget, kid, that what you're trying to do here is to be bright and chipper and entertaining and intelligent and sort of glitzy, and that's funny, and it's kind of cool, and it's interesting, and it's edgy, and all of that. It puts that facade of momentary charisma on you, and if you don't play that out, you actually fail.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coffee and Memes on Threshold.fm and on YouTube in a way. Thank you to Cockney Jesus for helping out by blessing the internet with a dash of WKD Blue. Slinging a bluey down the internet fucking pipes, getting fucking muggy internets to work. It's thrown me off, I guess you could say, my mojo. I'm not sure whether or not I'd be the type of person to use the term mojo. Yeah, you're right. Diarrhea slinging story. Let's just get the show on the road, shall we? Homeless man threw huge bucket of hot diarrhea all over woman's face. So that looks like fun, I guess. Where are we? Let's get her up. She looks pretty roused off about it, as you might. In such a circumstance, all over the face. A homeless man threw a huge bucket of hot tod over an unsuspecting woman's face in a stomach-churning random attack. Heidi Van Tassel was about to drive home from a Thai meal with friends near the Hollywood Walk of Fame in Los Angeles in April when the attacker, named Gia Blessings, struck. She has now spoken out about the attack, saying, "It was diarrhea. Hot liquid. I was soaked. It was coming off my eyelashes and into my eyes." That does sound pretty bad, man. I've just seen this one of the Labour Party suffers sophisticated and large-scale cyber attack. Cyber experts would disagree, saying that it was an extremely unsophisticated attack that anyone with a couple of quid and access to the dark web could do. It's hilarious. Anyway, she's now spoken out about the attack. Yeah. Paramedics that came to treat me said there was so much of it on me that it looked like a man was saving it up for a month. Oh my God. Poor woman. It was all inside me car. It was so much. He just kept pouring it and splattering it all over me. Oh man, she's on it.
From the Hollywood Walk of Fame, a horrifying random attack.
A homeless man dumped a bucket of stuff on your head.
A bucket of his diarrhea.
Wow.
I didn't want it to be in my mouth, but it was running down my eyes.
Keeping the mouth open.
The NBC4i team has been tracking crimes where the suspects are homeless. Tonight we have learned those incidents are skyrocketing. Investigative reporter Joel Grover reports on the growing threat linked to the untreated mental illness and drug addiction on LA's streets of shame.
Keep your eye on the woman walking out of this apartment building. A homeless man approaches.
Right. Anyway, homeless man just bashes her in the chops. Slap, bang, crack, rubbish. Rock to the car.
Suspects are homeless, and in many cases suffering from mental illness or substance abuse.
Yeah, this is sort of rough for all, really, isn't it? You know, generally, happy, healthy, functioning members of society don't go around just randomly punching people in the face, throwing rocks at them or pushing them in front of moving vehicles, or throwing buckets of hot, steaming Todd all over people. Unless, of course, you're members of Antifa. It was something I won't ever forget. It's disgusting. Okay? Yeah, really? Hey, do you remember that time a homeless man poured an entire bucket of diarrhea all over you? No. When was that? It was in LA. We just had that Thai meal. I remember the meal. Yeah, lovely Thai meal. Really good. Yeah, I had the green chicken curry. No, I don't remember the Todd, the bucket of steaming Todd being poured all over my thighs. No, I don't. I can't believe you don't remember that. Yeah, I would have thought that would be the thing you'd never forget. Well, apparently I've forgotten it. Van Tassel was rushed to Hollywood Presbyterian Hospital, treated and tested positive for infections caused by the poop. Fuck! That's rough. She will now need to be retested every 3 months to catch any residual diseases she may have picked up. Oh, man, that's unfortunate. That is not good, is it? That does take the... Well, I don't imagine she sees any sort of a funny side of it. The victim contacted the Los Angeles Police Department, but says her pleas for action have gone unanswered. Van Tassel says the attack has left her with mental health issues and told NBC4, "It's so traumatic, it's awful, it changed my life." Yeah, man, I imagine, like... the PTSD I'm dealing with is beyond anything I've ever felt. There needs to be some kind of help for victims of these crimes. I will never, ever forget his face. Track him down, kill him. I'm not suggesting that. I'm saying there's an option. There are many options, aren't there? Aren't there? You know, to sort of peacefully try and get on with it, move on with your life. Of course, is an option. But tracking him down and murdering him is an option some people would take. You know, to kill him slowly over a number of weeks, possibly take him hostage. You know, work on him, go medieval on him. You know, pair of pliers, blowtorch, that sort of thing. That I just said there are some people that would take that option. Maybe it's not for me. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. You know, I don't make the rules up here. All I'm saying is bucket of diarrhea to the face, causing me to test positive for various diseases. Would find it hard not to turn that person into human diarrhea. Anyway, Blessings was charged with battery over the attack and taken to jail before being freed on bail. He received several months psychiatric treatment, but is now back on the streets. Court records show he suffers from schizophrenia and psychiatric disorders. With Van Tassel fearful, Blessings' short treatment will not have treated the issues properly. As she said, he doesn't need jail time, he needs mental health care. I have empathy for him because he needs help. That said, give me a pair of pliers and a blowtorch, and I'll make sure he never does it again. Van Tassel was attacked amid an explosion in the number of crimes committed by transients in Los Angeles, from around 7,000 in 2017 to 9,000 in 2018. Many of those suffer from drug and mental health issues, and other victims also calling for the attackers to receive mental health treatment. Yeah, man. Seems pretty rough on the streets of LA these days. Doesn't seem to be getting better. You would expect it to be getting better. One of the most affluent and liberal cities in the world. You would expect things like that to be getting better. Apparently not, though. Apparently getting worse. Apparently, is the return of bubonic plague has hit Los Angeles. Lots of other medieval diseases that were thought to have died out. The diseases that come from massive amounts of rats all living together. Anyway, they're back. Retro diseases are cool again. Take little Johnny into the doctors. He got a bit of a gimpy leg. What's up with that, doc? Well, I'm sorry to inform you, but little Johnny has bubonic plague. Bubonic plague? Yes, he has the Black Death. Right, and so that's why the leg's gimpy. Yes. Wow, that's retro. Yes, retro is cool. So you're going to want to take to the gram, maybe set up a sort of influence account for Bubonic Johnny. And Lil Bubonic Johnny becomes one of the maybe not the first. I know I know Jen, Jen got to 1 million Instagram followers overnight. Maybe Bubonic Johnny doesn't get to 1 mil overnight, but maybe in a couple of weeks, Bubonic Johnny's on Ellen, he's like, well, I didn't even know what it was, and then the doctor said that I had the Black Death, but it's so nice to meet Ellen, and even though I'm going to die soon, I am going to be playing at Coachella in August, and my new single is out. Please follow me on TikTok, Bubonic Johnny, and thanks to all of my fans and to my sponsors. Please go to lavape.com and you can get 10% off with the promo code Bubonic Johnny, and I'll be on Joe Rogan next week. Okay, thank you. Well, I'm hyped for Bubonic Johnny, man. I think his new SoundCloud rap is sounding tight. It's produced by Lil Xan, executive produced by Elon Musk. So I think that's going to be hot. It's going to be fine. Guys, there are shoe throwers, even though we're halfway through the goddamn show already. Don't fuck me about. Jesus. Oh no, what's going on? Oh, sweet baby Jesus. All right. No, I don't want to play that. I've no interest in that. Look, let's play this. This is called Nowhere to Run by Mob Tactics. By Mom Tactics. Your Mom Tactics. Yeah, this is naughty. This is Mom Tactics. It's called Nowhere to Run. I think presumably that's when you try and run away from home and you get to about the end of the road and your mum comes on in the car. Yes, you can get in, it's time for dinner. All right. this is naughty. This is absolutely fine. Well reminded, Bildo. Coming up at 11, your friend of mine, Power Jen. Apparently it's National or World Kindness Day. So she's going to be being particularly nice to people and it's encouraging people to wear cardigans and tune in. So that sounds delightful. And then at 1 o'clock, bloody Threshold All-Stars. Mix number 3. Ooh! That'll take you through till lunch anyway. I don't know what you're going to have for your lunch. I can't tell you what to have for lunch. I can do if you want, but I'm not going to tell you unsolicited. But if anyone wants advice on what to have for lunch, they're more than welcome to get in touch. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Discord. You can email me at will@threshold.fm and just ask, Rankin, please, what should I have for lunch? And I'll tell you. But you know, I'm not just going to walk into people's houses and start cooking for them, or, you know, walk into people's places of work and throw, you know, burritos at them. I don't know how I'm going to afford all these burritos. How many do I need? You know, what am I going to go office by office? What am I, some sort of fucking Santa Claus of lunchtime burritos? It's not going to happen, is it? He's magic for a start. I'm not. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I probably have about as much magic in me as those sort of pet psychics. You know, the ones that contact dead pets. They're mad. You know, they're charlatans. I'm probably about that magic. I'm about as magic as fucking Paul Daniels, and he fucked a dog. No, hold on. No, Debbie McGee fucked the dog, and there was right. Hold on. Just someone help me out with this story about Paul Daniels. Because he's dead now. You know, for anyone who doesn't know who Paul Daniels is, he's a TV magician. He's short. His head looks like a potato. He has a glamorous assistant called Debbie McGee that was infinitely younger than him, and they were married. They're very strange. He's dead now. My mum sent me a text message when he died saying, "You'll be pleased to hear Paul Daniels is dead. You can sleep easy." And I'd forgotten about this, but it turned out I used to be terrified of Paul Daniels as a child. Good story, that. I think you'll agree. Anyhow, there was a break-in at Paul Daniels' home, and the safe was turned over. Apparently, inside the safe was a video of Debbie McGee having sex with a dog as part of their private collection. And it was leaked to a newspaper that I believe Max Clifford had something to do with. Anyhow, there was, I believe it was not the photos of it were not released, and instead they had to come up with some other story to, you know, to give them in exchange for it. I don't know whether or not. Do you think this is? Has anyone heard this before about Debbie McGee? McGee dog. Debbie McGee denies. This is from 2016. Yes. Okay. Debbie McGee. Yes. All right. NME. I'm sure NME will be a great source for this. Debbie McGee denies those rumours about her getting overly friendly with an Alsatian. There she is. She looks very Stepford Wives. Urban legend has been doing the round for years. Debbie McGee has addressed long-standing rumours about her getting overly friendly with a dog. Oh, what, you think she's just going to be like, oh, did I fuck an Alsatian? Yeah, of course I did. Who doesn't fuck Alsatians? Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, no, there's a video of it floating around somewhere. Yeah, Paul filmed. Yeah, no, true rumour. Yeah. There's an urban legend that's been doing the round for decades. That there's a Polaroid picture of Debbie engaging in a lewd act with an Alsatian, something she vehemently denies. The late magician, Paul Daniels' wife, spoke about the silly rumours to The Sun, saying the Alsatian pictures are absolute rubbish. They're just silly rumours, completely false. Paul Daniels has previously denied the rumours in the book Under No Illusion, which came out in 2000. He admitted that there were photos, but that they were fake and mocked up by his friend Ken. Oh, Ken! You trickster! Oh, bloody hell, Ken, you've knocked up a Polaroid of my wife having sex with an Alsatian. Where did you get that from? How did you make that? Ken! Ken! Ken had dirty pictures of Debbie. These weren't just dirty, they were disgusting, the magician wrote. My face must have been a picture, and then I looked up to see him in convulsions. I don't know who had done the job, and now that I am into computers, I know you can do magical things with images. But on these, you really couldn't see the join. Right, yeah, okay. Having doctored the images using photos from God knows where, they had then taken the trouble to transfer them to Polaroids. I could have killed them. Well, this just sounds like lies, doesn't it? Debbie McGee is currently taking part in BBC's Strictly Come Dancing, with partner Giovanni Perez, a show her late husband competed on in 2010. She told the newspaper that the studio is really emotional. What? Sometimes just being in the studio can trigger it. Last week, I really missed him and got really emotional. There's that strange Louis Theroux programme where he goes to see him. And Paul Daniels makes Debbie McGee eat a dinner on her own in the kitchen while he eats his in front of the telly. It's confusing, weird, and not very nice. Anyway, Paul Daniels was diagnosed with an incurable brain tumour in 2016 and died shortly after in March 2017. So, you can't do polls on YouTube, can you? Anyway, post Y for yes, she fucked that Alsatian. Post N for no, it was just that naughty Ken. Naughty, tricky, cheeky Ken who had mocked it up using a very clever, I don't know, system of something or other to then transfer it to Polaroid, all before the days of high-tech computer imagery. So far, it's three for yes. Yeah, it is worth watching the Louis Theroux about them. They're fucking weird, man. They're very, very weird. Okay, well, yep, people seem pretty convinced about the dog fucking. That's fine. Anyway, so what? Alsatians are sexy. What are you going to do? Guys, John McAfee doesn't think that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. This is the kind of news I live for. John McAfee, he is mad as a box of frogs. He's a sort of poster boy for libertarian insanity. He made some internet security software and he tried to fuck a whale. So from one bestiality story to another, John McAfee doesn't think Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. John McAfee, founder of the McAfee antivirus software company, said he doesn't think Jeffrey Epstein's death was suicide. I just found out that there's a McAfee, he's on Rogan. It's from a while ago, and it's on a video stream. It's one of the very few that's on video stream. I never realised. I'm going to have to dig that out. McAfee, who was once named as a person of interest regarding the murder of his neighbour, told news.com.au the man was 6'1". He hung himself from a bed that was only 5'7" in a manner that managed to break his neck in multiple places, similar to someone being physically strangled. Yeah, I know it looks weird, guys, but, you know, if you think that's a conspiracy, you're obviously just a right-wing troll. There's no conspiracy here. He was an evil paedophile who operated clearly alone and in no way associated with the Clintons or the royal family or anything like that. And he just realised that he was a terrible, naughty man and decided to do the right thing and take his own life before standing trial to potentially give evidence on some of the richest and most powerful people in the whole world about not only their paedophile ring, but also their gigantic offshore money laundering operation. There's just anyone that thinks that just because the guards fell asleep and even though he was on suicide watch and And the fact that it looks like he was strangled and the neck was broken, and that trying to do that yourself would be nigh on impossible. They are just right-wing trolls. They're just like Alex Jones. They're InfoWars nuts, and they should be stopped and they should be banned. And that the Clintons are just good people, and they haven't consistently covered up Bill's rapes. No, it's all fine. Anyway, McAfee, yeah. Guys, his cellmate was taken from his cell 6 hours before his death. The video cameras were off and the guards in the cell block were sent home early due to cleaning. You add all that stuff up, then you don't see how a suicide is possible. McAfee, who is a fugitive living on a yacht and claims the Inland Revenue Service will be suing him for tax evasion, went on to say that if you add all that stuff up, then it wasn't possible for Jeffrey Epstein to kill himself. Yes, that is... He literally just said that. 74-year-old McAfee. He's 74. Really? I mean, like, yeah, he looks old. He looks like someone who's in their late 50s, but they've had a hard life. You know, 74. Wow. There's that weird documentary about him. Doesn't he like girls to do a doody on him or something? Sure, he likes girls doing duties on him. He tried to fuck a whale. He wrote, "I didn't say Epstein was murdered. I say he didn't commit suicide. Not the same thing." What? What if he's dead? He didn't, like, what, it was an accident? That's presumably the only other third option. Either he was killed, he killed himself, or he died by accident. I didn't say Epstein was murdered, but... Adding, how did this get started? It's popping up all over the place. I never said Jeffrey Epstein was murdered. I said he didn't commit suicide. Not the same. Could be alive. Oh, I guess he could be alive. Yeah, that's possible. Could have never existed. All right. Okay. That's a new one. Now, okay. That's a nice conspiracy. I like that one. Jeffrey Epstein never existed. Yeah. But, I mean, obviously there's video and photographic evidence of it that presumably could all just be deep fakes. Maybe Ghislaine Maxwell was Epstein all along. Maybe. Okay, I like that one. I might go down that route a little bit longer. Could never have existed. Maybe murdered. I don't know. I only know that he didn't commit suicide. McAfee is far from the first person to come out with claims that the billionaire didn't end his own life. Earlier this month, former Navy SEAL Mike Ritland was being interviewed on Fox News talking about heroic service dogs. However, towards the end of the clip, Ritland asked Jesse Walters if he could throw out a PSA out there real quick, to which the host agreed. Ritland said, "The remarkable nature of these dogs and then being highlighted in the news creates a huge demand for people that frankly shouldn't have them. If you see the coverage and you decide you want one of these dogs, either buy a fully trained or finished dog from a professional, or just don't get one at all." And Epstein didn't kill himself. Epstein's body was found in a Manhattan cell in August, where he was awaiting trial. I mean, that could be an entirely CGI image, right? You know? Could be. Jeffrey Epstein doesn't exist. Yeah. I like that. Jeffrey Epstein is not real. He's the boogeyman. He's out to steal your children. He's out to steal your former presidents. A statement from the US Department of Justice read, "On Saturday, August 10th, 2019, at approximately 6:30 a.m., inmate Jeffrey Edward Epstein was found unresponsive in his cell at the Special Housing Unit from an apparent suicide at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York, New York. Life-saving measures were initiated immediately by responding staff. Staff requested emergency medical services and life-saving efforts continued. Mr. Epstein was transported by EMS to a local hospital for treatment of life-threatening injuries and subsequently pronounced dead at the hospital after. The FBI is investigating the incident. Are they now? Are they really? Okay, cool. Right, let's have another shoe thrower. Yeah, okay, guys. And then we'll be near enough towards the end of the goddamn show, man. Sorry about all the fannying earlier. That was a shame. Let's put a real bucket of Todd over the whole affair. Look, here's Lust by B Motion and Jack Mirror. a.k.a. Hamish of Rankin Radio fame. It's called Lust. I think it's on Viper. Bet your sweet ass it's on Viper. Man, that's B Motion and Jack Mirror. A little abrupt on the outro there, but I'll let them off. Teen gives birth in nightclub and baby gets free entry for life. Can't argue with that. What a nice baby shower gift. This is a club in Toulouse called Au Club. I would say I'm 75% sure that I've played there. It probably wasn't how she imagined she'd meet her newborn, but a pregnant 19-year-old went to a nightclub and ended up actually giving birth in the middle of the dance floor. Taking place at the Au Club in Au Club, the French city of Toulouse, the as-yet unnamed woman went into labour on Monday morning at 5:30 a.m. Wow, she was in it for the long haul. As reports by local media, the club staff helped the lady give birth and stay calm. in what had been a pretty dangerous situation. Speaking to La Debege, club manager Marie-Helene said it was 5:30 a.m. The club was just closing. There was a lot of people left in the place. And one of my members of staff come over said, "Hey, it's urgent. I could see that the woman was about to give birth, but we had to act quick. A member of staff called the emergency medical line who talked us through what to do. You know, like hotels. Push, you know. Give birth. You say push." The young woman didn't seem too panicked, but she was worried. And then the baby came out. Is that one of... I don't know where she's from now. Is that one of the more bizarre closings we've had? Not the most bizarre, but certainly top 5. My team worked together. We all cried. The positive thing to come out of it all is that none of us panicked and weren't scared. We got it done. Wow, this is an emotion. This is, it's an inspiring story. You may be wondering what exactly a heavily pregnant woman was doing in a nightclub at 5 a.m. It's fair, yeah. Marie-Helene explained one of her, the young woman's friend, suggested coming to O Club to cheer her up because she was having some personal problems. She wasn't drinking. She was one of the last people to leave because she couldn't walk. Right, okay. This is presumably because the poor girl was in labour. The club then thought it only fair that given it was his legal place of birth, that the baby gets free entry for life, presumably for when he's old enough to at least walk. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they start them young in France, don't they? The staff of the club have obviously become attached to the mother and her baby, having probably been the first faces the baby saw when it entered the world. They can't really focus for about 3 months, but okay. They're reportedly both healthy and going well. The manager added, "We hope that she keeps us updated with how everything goes. She's going to be on Joe Rogan podcast in 2 weeks. Please support on her Patreon." Guys! Fucked up the beginning of the show significantly. But as I said, I will not be taking personal responsibility for it. I will be levelling the accusation and the blame at Sidetwiddy. That's PSY TWIDD. Why? Why, Sidetwiddy? Why? It's just shoddy northern internets, basically. The thing is that, typical of northerners, they only like northern fare. Northern stuff. They eat northern food. Even when they live down on the south coast, they want, northern tea, northern cobs. They're having shepherd's pie sandwiches, whatever, weird northern food. And he insists on using northern internet that has to be driven down here on the back of a truck. And it's ridiculous. Well, I don't know why the Brighton internet, he says, it's not fucking proper, this Brighton internet. It's too fucking, it's too liberal. This fucking Brighton. It's all fucking woolly lefties, this Brighton internet. Bring down some proper fucking northern internets. So anyway, it's northern internets are about 15 years behind southern internets. So it's what happens, isn't it? Basically working on jumped up dial-up. And, the jump up dial-up posse, they're playing back-to-back with Bubonic Johnny. Breaking Science end of the month, so quite hyped for that. I think Kenny can supporting. And guys, look, it's the end of the show. Okay, thank you for your continued service, even in these trying times against all the odds. It's very kind of you, guys. Listen, at 11 o'clock, Power Gen, 2 hours of good freaking news. Apparently it's national or international world kindness day, so Jen's going to be even nicer to people than she already is, which is going to be quite a lot. There's some sort of Mr. Rogers theme. He's a sweetheart. He's an old sweetheart. There's some sort of cardigan based, and not Cardi B. Cardi B will not be making an appearance. Cardigan based activities, and that's for 2 hours, and you can thoroughly enjoy that. I would recommend it. And then after it, at 1, Threshold All Stars Mix 003. That's the Threshold All-Stars 003 mix, just making sweet, sweet love to your ears. Guys, before I go, thank you to everyone that's supporting on Patreon. You're wonderful. I love you. You complete me. And if you would like to, go to threshold.fm/donate. And you can sign up right there. And get your name on the VIP list with Greg Corford, Oliver Hooper, Tom Ryan, Reece Mosson, Squidgy Beats, Pauly Hutton, Ciarán R, Michael Kedzierski, Matty Tomkins, Dave Long, Joel Potter, Sam Howard, Tony J, Richard Patterson, Tom Camm, Stephen Harris, Matthieu Boulard, Jeroen Van Thunderbutt, Mike Pye, Lily Unsub, Richard Franks, Thomas Hall, Chode Ryder, John Finison, BDR Crew, Peter Blatchford, Austin Griff, Cuba, Gennady Lightfield, James Parry, Hendo Bartendo, Lady Squifton, Leon Menace, Thunderbutt, Dad Fucking Most, Guy With No STDs, Ames MC, Josh Williams, Rob Humphrey, Shibby T, Coco Shiva, Dan Elton, Taran Wilmore, Mr. Poke, Double Aggressive Sergeant, Sashi Spirit, Drum Bass, Kris Breaks, The Build, Odin Bates, Lee Fuller D, Daniel Genvy, Flaxis, Matt Wright, Grant Sullivan, Tom Robertson, Dab Smasher, Connor Smythe, Kevin Kaiser, Chris Shaw, Cosmic Waff, Meat Loaf, Nick Brock, Sean Simpson, Robin Card, Hugh Dana, Sarah Hunt, The Hits Muffs, L, Tech, Ben Virgo, Will A, Den Tweed, Libbe Salazar, Big Wodge, My Hill, Mighty Danny, Nick Fleming, Carl Lewis, Gordon and Liz, Tom Skipper, unfortunately it's George DC, Anthony Love Sharp. Oh no, that was a mashup there. Anthony Sharp, Claudio Love Schmear, Benish, Drum Roche, Timid, John Forsyth, Anderson, PSN, Anderton, PSN, Godlight, MC Hammer, Daddy, Your Mum, Leonardo Gervais, Big 8, Chapter 13, and Grant Shepherd. Guys, go to threshold.fm. If you're on Android, just go to the website in your Android browser. The Android app is, well, apparently it's going to be a new version of it tomorrow, but I wouldn't bet money on it. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, fingers crossed. Hey, just go to the browser in your phone. Go to Google Chrome on your Android phone. Just go to threshold.fm and press play. It will work. It will play in the background. It will do all of the things that, you know, that you'd like it to do. Guys, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 10. Okay, goodbye.